Well, it's time now for some business news, starting as ever with a look at the markets. And first, how things closed up in the US as the country was eagerly awaiting some clarity on the result of the US election. Markets rallying across the board, as you can see there. The Nasdaq up 3.85%, the S&P 500 up 2.2%, the Dow also closing in positive territory, as you can see there. Now, as for Asia this Thursday, it's a similar picture. Gains across the board. The Nikkei trading up 1.25%. The Shanghai Composite up almost 0.9%. The Hong Kong Hang Seng up 2.72%. It's a very similar picture on the Kospi, up 1.7%, as you can see there. Now, it's a big victory for tech companies such as Lyft and Uber. Californians have voted overwhelmingly to approve a measure that cements the status of drivers as independent contractors and not employees entitled to employee benefits. Both firms had warned that if the measure failed to pass, they'd pull out of the state. Camille Nedelec has the story.
It's the end of the road for extending employee rights in California, as residents voted by almost 60% to approve Proposition 22, a measure that exempts major platforms from a recently enacted law which had recategorized gig economy workers as employees entitled to employee benefits. The referendum is the most expensive ballot measure California has ever had, with over $200 million spent in favor of promoting Prop 22. Funds were donated to the campaign by Uber and other platforms, who argued they couldn't afford to hire tens of thousands of employees.
There's been so many ads on TV of people who look like Uber drivers that say they don't want it.
In contrast to the no camp of labor unions spent a tenth of that. The new legislation means that Uber and Lyft drivers, as well as delivery workers for apps like Deliveroo, will continue to be treated as independent contractors rather than employees, with no minimum wage or paid sick leave. The results of the vote could set the tone elsewhere.
The campaign rises and is visible and strong in California. There's a spillover effect to other states. So what you get are political interests and actors learning from each other and learning from what happens in California. That's what's so important here.
Uber and Lyft have promised to roll out their own watered-down benefits now that the new legislation has passed.
Well, it's time